Okay, welcome back. And we will start with Monday, April the 1st. Oh my gosh, y'all, this was so good. I got this idea, flatbread taco, from Amy Moran's, or I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'll have it linked below, of course, like always. That's where I got an idea for the flatbread pizza, how I make the not cookie, this is taco shell. And I'm really, if you remember last week when I made that chicken dish that I told you I'd put the other half of the chicken, I had cooked 2 chicken breasts. I put the other one in the freezer. Well, this is that chicken breast. And also, I added a can of refried beans. I added that taco mix. Most of the package, not all of it, but most of it I did. And then I'm going to add some oil and some water, just enough to make it to the right consistency that it will spread, good in my pan and heat up bubbly to be like a good taco mixture. And oh my gosh, y'all, this turned out so good. And if you watched my grocery haul Monday, you will know that I got a new griddle, an electric griddle, and I use that in this recipe. That'll give you a little hint on how I'm going to make the taco shell. And while I am mixing this up, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that thumbs up button. It helps me a lot. The thumbs up button lets YouTube know that you like this kind of video. And we'll share my video more often to let more people see it. And if you have a friend that would like this recipe, share it. You hit that share button and just share it to them on their Facebook page or wherever you want to share it to them at. They even let you do it by email, text, everything. It's getting fancy, y'all. It's getting fancy. Or it probably has been fancy, and I'm just now learning it. But as you can see, like I said, I am just alternating between water and then I add a little bit more oil because I don't want it to be too watery. And then I add some of that chicken, polo chicken that I make my chicken broth out of. I add some of that in there, and that's why I added the water, some more water there. So I wanted to make sure, since that was chicken, I'm using that as chicken broth, wanted to make sure that it wasn't too strong. But anyway, so you will see that I fiddled with it long enough, mixed it and back and forth. Tell me, am I the only one that does this? Like I said, literally, there was no recipe for this filling. I just made it up. I just literally just made it up with the chicken, refried beans, oil, and the seasoning, and the water, and the chicken bouillon. So then I'm going to spread it in my 8x8 glass dish. And then I had some provolone cheese that I wanted to use up out of the refrigerator. So I just spread the provolone cheese on top of there. And oh my gosh, y'all, I love provolone cheese. I don't know if y'all have ever ate it or not. But used to, I only thought there was cheddar and Velveeta and American cheese. I didn't know there was all these other cheeses around. I do now, though, and I'm loving them all. And so I put that in the oven at 350 for, I think it was probably about 30 minutes. It didn't take very long because all I had to do was heat up the beans and the stuff in there. And I put it at 350, I think about 30 minutes. And then I started cutting up my vegetables to go on top of the flatbread tacos. I did my tomatoes, and then I had some little bit of onion left in the refrigerator, so I went ahead and used it. And I used up, I didn't do a whole lot of onion, but I'm the only one that eats it. Keith likes it, but it gives him heartburn, so he doesn't eat raw onion very much. Me, I love it. My mother used to eat it, I think, at every meal, and that's where I kind of got it at, I guess. Pinto beans, I cannot eat pinto beans and cornbread without some raw onion. I'm just telling you. And then I had got some lettuce off of my iceberg lettuce head, washed it up, and then just chopped it up. I didn't want to need a whole lot because I knew it was just me and Keith. I didn't want a lot of it to go to waste, so I didn't even use a knife when I took it off my head of lettuce. All I pulled it off with my hands. Now I got a bunch of cilantro there, and I'm just going to be chopping it up to put on top of the tacos. And this recipe will definitely will be cooked again. And well, the toppings, you could do it with taco meat, ground beef instead of the chicken, whatever you wanted to do, whatever toppings you want to use, that's all. And I'm showing y'all me cleaning this. There's a reason why I am still loving this chopping board with that strainer. It is so easy for me to film for y'all, so easy for cleanup, and it's just all right there ready for you. Use that as a trash, whatever you want to use. So, and I got it from Amazon, and all of my favorite product from Amazon is always linked below in my description box that you can go to. And now, there you go. You seen that can of Walmart brand of Gran's biscuits? That is going to be our taco shell, y'all. Yes, you just put it on your cutting board or whatever, and you just stretch it out. And I'm doing all of them at one time, and then we're going to take it to the griddle. I would have never thought of this, but I seen Amy. Like I said, I seen this done on Amy Moran's channel, and she's like a mother. She has like 10 kids at home. Lord have mercy. I can't even fathom. But anyway, but this was delicious. Keith loved it too. So easy. So if you don't have any flour tortillas, I find myself that way a lot. I want tacos or something, but I don't have the flour tortillas or the corn tortillas, and I have canned biscuits usually all the time. So I thought it was awesome, and so you will see here in a minute. We'll take it to the grill. And there we go. There's my new electric griddle. And I'm going to put some garlic powder on top of these on each side just to add a little flavor to it. Next time, I will add the garlic powder when I'm kneading the dough or flattening the dough. I didn't think about it until afterwards, though. So, you learn as you go sometimes. You learn as you go. So as you see there, I'm just flipping it over, and as I flip them, I'm adding the garlic powder. And you can really, when you're mashing down on there with the spatula, you can kind of feel when it's done. It's kind of like a pancake. You can kind of mash down a pancake. You can tell with that dough if it's solid or if it's squishy. And so it's really not hard to tell when they're done. And plus you get, of course, they're also brown. But I always mash mine down too, just to make sure I had that solid before I started taking them off the griddle. And every one of them was done. So, and we had this for leftovers for the next day at lunch. And it was so good, y'all. Oh my gosh, it heated up wonderful. And like I said, I will definitely be cooking these again. First, like I said, that was the first thing I cooked on my new griddle. And so when I did the haul, y'all asked for me to let y'all know if I liked it or not. I love it. I don't know why. I had one before, and I'm not for sure what even happened. I think it was a real small one. I'm not for sure what happened to it. I just know I didn't have one. And so there you go. You see the finished product, the toppings, and oh my gosh, y'all, I'm telling y'all, wait just 1 second, and you will see the product right there. Yes, right there it is. That was so delicious, y'all. And I added some of that Taco Bell taco sauce on top of it. I'm trying to do it one-handed, so you had to kind of forgive me here, but I wanted to show y'all the deliciousness. I'm telling y'all, oh my gosh, I think I ate 2 of them that night, and I think Keith ate 3. And like I said, the next day, me and Keith finished off the rest of them for lunch. So none of it went to waste. So that's what I love. And then Tuesday night, I was pooped. Keith was pooped. We were tired. So Keith took me out to eat a Mexican food in Athens at El Luis Mexican Food Cafe, I think is what it's called. I got the cheese enchiladas, and it also came with the tamale, the refried beans, the Spanish rice, the chips. It was so good. Keith got a quesadilla dinner. That's why he always gets the quesadilla dinner. And their chips and hot sauce is so good. And you look on the wall. They have these turtles crawling up the wall. All these leopards. Scorpions, or whatever you want to call them, climbing up the wall. There's really cute decor. And then here comes Wednesday. Another new meal for me. I got this off of Tiny Homestead Village, and it looks so good. And I wanted to use my cast iron skillets more, and this requires you to use a cast iron skillet because it's called a sausage full of family size sausage full bake, I think is what she calls it. Like I said, I'll have her channel link below. And then I have already peeled my potatoes just so I'd have it done already, not so y'all know how to peel a potato. Matter of fact, the lady didn't even peel hers. I like peeling mine. I do not like peelings on my potatoes. So that's another thing. So y'all learn something from me every week. So I am just slicing all these potatoes up in there, and then I'm going to slice that chunk of onion up in there, and then I believe, yes, I get some frozen. I have she used fresh peppers, and I didn't have any fresh peppers, but I had frozen peppers and onions in the freezer that I wanted to use and get rid of. So that is what I used instead of the fresh. And y'all, it was so good. And you will also see that I will be using a half a bag of some frozen stir-fry vegetables with broccoli in it. Oh my gosh, y'all, this was so good. I don't even know if I could tell you which one was my favorite new dish this week. The taco flatbread, learning how to make the tacos out of the canned biscuits, or this. Because, I mean, this was good. And this was, y'all, I'm telling y'all, this was even better the second night. Because we had this for leftovers the next night. And it was so good. And so there you go. I'm just adding everything to another bowl. Because everything wasn't going to fit in that little strainer. So I added the frozen peppers and onions in with the potatoes. Then I'm going to add a half a bag of that stir-fry, deluxe stir-fry mix there from Walmart. And I'm going to mix. And I still see I didn't get a big enough bowl. So you're going to see again, I switched bowls to even a bigger bowl to make sure. I wanted to have enough room to mix everything around good. Because I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil on there. You can add whatever oil you want to. I added some seasoning salt on there. I'm adding some black pepper. And then I'm just going to use my good old hands, y'all, and mix all that together to make sure also add some garlic powder. Can't forget the garlic. And I'm going to use my good old hands, like I said, to get everything, make sure everything's coated good. I believe I add some more oil. I might not show that on camera, but I added some more oil and a little bit more seasoning, I do believe. Now I've got my cast iron skillet out, and it's the one from the Pioneer Women. It's the middle one, not the biggest one, but the middle, and not the smallest one, but the middle size. And I've got the foil down there. I spray it with non-foil, and I put all those vegetables and potatoes and stuff onions that I cut up. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to fix my foil up good, get it ready. And then I'm going to open that better cheddar sausage. You can use Polish sausage. You don't have to use this exact sausage. You can use any of the Polish sausage you want to. Tabasco, whatever kind you like. And then you just kind of wrap the foil up here. And I wanted to make sure mine was covered good. So I did cover mine with another piece of foil on top. And then I cooked it. She had it 350 for 45 minutes. I ended up cooking this for an hour and a half. And after the hour mark, I turned it up to 375 before it finally got done. So it may just be my oven. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what I did. I would recommend 375 probably for about an hour. But it turned out so good, y'all. It tasted wonderful. And then, like I said, we had this for Thursday night's leftover meal. That's what we had. Now this is Friday night, and tonight I just went simple again. I wanted to clean out my freezer, use what I have in my freezer. I got the rest of those chicken fried steaks from Tyson that I got from Walmart, and some Walmart macaroni and cheese, and that is what we had for supper tonight. Those Tyson chicken fried steaks are so good. They're so easy to keep. But I am trying to make it a rule that I don't leave anything in the freezer too long. So I'm kind of making, Fridays. I try to make 2 new meals a week, and then, try to make sure I'm using up stuff I have in the freezer. And Friday night seems to be the night I seem to do that the most. And so now I'm putting my macaroni and cheese water on, and then I'm also going to make some of that Pioneer country gravy. Oh my gosh, y'all. That was so good and so easy. You just put 1.5 cups of water in that pan. You put that water on the boil, and then you put 1/2 cup of water in your measuring cup or whatever, and then you pour it in that mixture. You just use the little whisk. You get it all good and blended. And when that water comes up boiling, you add that mixture to it and stir it until it's as thick as you want. And next time I'll leave it in there a little bit longer. But y'all, I think I should have been cooked a little bit longer to get a little more thicker. But I'm always afraid I'm going to get it too thick. I'm always afraid I'm going to get it too thick, because I've had too thick gravies many, many times. And then you'll see here, I'm just making my macaroni and cheese as usual. This is my favorite macaroni and cheese. The Walmart brand is delicious. And it's just as delicious as the Kraft. I like this better than even the special seasonings, flavors. I like the regular, just regular. And so this is it, guys. I hope y'all like this. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week. Bye.